Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And as I made, a decision of being consistent in posting the word, hence I'm trying to do, whether even if it's a short word, I want to just try to be consistent and share a word with all of you. So, always remember that there is protection in God's no, and there is always provision in God's go, right? So, when God says a no, the doors that God shuts for you, remember there is protection in it for you, because God sees those things which you don't see. All right, He sees way, beyond what we can see and understand. So He knows if He sees there is some danger, He will shut those doors. And I want to just exhort you that trust God. Trust God. Even when He shuts doors, just trust Him, because it's for your good. It's really for your good. I've experienced so many things, for which I'm very grateful and thankful to God later. That God, at that moment you feel disappointed, but then God, I thank you so much that you shut those doors for me, because they would only mess up with my destiny, or rather I was not even ready to handle those doors. So I want you to just trust God and thank God even when He shuts doors. There are certain times that He shuts doors for some relationships, So trust Him in those things. But there is again a time when God says go. All right? When God says go, even at that time, you got to trust God and just go. All right? Because the Red Sea did not depart first. They had to take faith, okay, and they had to take the courage and step into the water. And until they were waist and neck deep in water, the water did not depart. So take courage, trust God. When He says go, just go. Stop calculating, because it doesn't work with God. Calculations are only, when you try to do things in your own strength, but it does not work with God. But just remember one thing: when God says go, just jump, just dive. He will take care of the rest of it. As long as you know that God has asked you to go, you just go. Just go, because God will take care of it. Even if you don't have the means, God will provide. Because where God sends you, His provision reaches there before you. Trust me, His provisions reaches that place before you. Okay? Because when He told Elijah to go to the brook, the provisions were already there. There were ravens that were assigned. At that time, there was no man who could reach Elijah in that place. So God, He can just do anything. He used the ravens to bring Elijah provisions, because Elijah was on an assignment that God had given him. All right, so don't worry much and don't think much, because that's where we that too much thinking, that excessive thinking, that is what hinders our destiny. So trust does not need thinking, because when you start thinking a lot, the enemy, listen, the word of God says that it's your mind that is the battleground of the enemy. All right, so whatever games he plays it in your mind. So when you run your mind too much, you're going to mess up with God's instructions. So just when God says it, just do it, trusting God. He will take care of the rest. Okay, so that is what I wanted to speak to you today. I hope this word helps you. Stay blessed.